Hi there, I'm Susie
And I'm Hannah,
and we are from Gas Projects, Gloucestershire Arts and Social Projects.
and we are here to show you how to make a plastic bottle lantern so that you can join us at the Matson Lantern Parade.
Yes. So, first off, you want to get all your materials together. So, you want to start with a plastic bottle like this or like this, a big one. So these are the 2 litre, this is 1.25, this is 2 litres. Or you can go for a milk bottle if you don't have any other bottles. So first off, you need a bottle or a couple if there's a few of you. You want something to cover your table with. Some people have newspaper, but plastic will make sure that the glue doesn't go through onto the table. So something to cover your table with.
So we're just using a bin bag.
A bin bag, yeah. You'll need a hole punch if you can, or something to make a hole in your plastic bottle safely. Hole punch is the easiest.
A sharp pair of scissors, and you might need a grown-up to help you.
Yes. Some string or wool, or something to make a handle. Could be ribbon also.
You need some PVA glue, so that's the white glue, and mixed half and half with water in a tub.
You'll also need a paintbrush and some tissue paper. We've got a range of different coloured tissue papers that you're going to decorate your lovely lantern with. So, first off, take your bottle and make sure you've cleaned it out so it's not going to be sticky anymore. And then you want to take off your labels. Use the scissors if you need to. Just remember to be careful of sharp objects if you are a young person or an adult. And as I said, make sure it's nice and clean. So the next bit is we're going to chop off the top of the bottle, so that we can get our lights inside it. So I would follow one of the lines that are already on the bottle. So Hannah, you've got a couple there, haven't you? And
yeah.
I've got a few. They've often got ribs. So you want to squeeze the bottle tight together like this, and then cut it to make a little hole, which is quite hard because it's quite tough, the plastic. But you should then be able to get the scissors inside and make a nice straight line following the line on the bottle. Next thing, you want to be a bit careful as these can be quite sharp. So I would cut off any of the sharp snaggly bits so that you don't catch your fingers in the lantern parade or whilst you're making it. Mine is really spiky.
Oh, here's the dog.
Doggy's getting involved. Okay, excellent. So now you should have this shape or this shape, depending on your bottle. Next up, you want to get the hole punch, and you want to make 2 holes either side to attach your string or ribbon to. So if you squish the bottle a bit, it helps. Great, there we go.
Perfect.
Try and get them opposite sides, otherwise it might hang a bit funny.
And push it down as far as you can, because you don't want it to be too near the edge.
Yeah. If you get it in the wrong place, which I think I slightly have, you can always do it another one, and we'll just cover over that one. Yeah. Okay. So next up, you want to take your half PVA, half water. So it's quite runny, and then you want to pop some onto the bottle. You don't have to water it down if you don't want to. It's fine to just stick PVA straight on and pop it on. Now, next up, you want to rip your tissue paper. If you want to cut it into pretty shapes or patterns, you can. And you can go for, there's lots of different ways that you can do it. This is the bit where you get really creative, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go quite simple, and I'm going to go white with different patterns on top. But you could go really bright, wacky colours. You really can go with whatever you fancy. So stick a bit of tissue paper on. It doesn't have to be exceptionally neat. This brush is rock hard, so I'm actually going to swap brushes and go for a smaller one. Once you've put a layer on, go back over the layer with the PVA mixture, and this will help to make it waterproof. A little bit waterproof.
It's a bit messy, isn't it?
It is quite messy, yeah. But don't worry about it being a bit messy. It will look lovely however you do it. What you have to remember is once you get the lights in, it looks completely different.
And one tip with tissue paper is usually it only rips one way. So if you try and rip it one way and it goes all jaggedy, turn it around and rip it the other way, because one way it will rip nice and straight.
Yeah. And if you end up going over your holes at the top, just wait for it to dry and then you can go back over them. I'm doing it this way. I think you can either rip it off at the top, or if you want to, you can put a bit of glue inside the top and tuck the bits over. But either way is fine. It really is however you want it to be. And don't worry if you've got wrinkles in the paper. It's fine. So keep on going until your lantern bottle is totally covered. If you want to do repeat shapes, you can fold the paper in a way that you can then cut lots of the same shape just to make life easier. So I'm quite a big fan of the old hearts and stars, aren't I?
Yep.
So I'm going to do some hearts and stars.
Mine's gone a bit messy.
That's okay, Hannah. You're allowed to be messy. It doesn't matter. It's not about how perfect it is. It's about how much fun you have along the way, isn't it?
It is.
So leave them to dry. Probably if you leave it on a radiator it'll dry quicker, but just be careful of the tissue paper running off. Leave that to dry and we'll come back later and pop some string on it. Hi, so we are back to finish off our lanterns. So you need, if you've covered over your holes on the top, you're going to need a pencil to find your holes.
You can't find mine.
Oh,
there it is.
I think that's mine. And then poke your,
Poke it through like that.
Yeah, poke it through. You can, ours are still a tiny bit damp, so ideally you wait till they're fully dry.
How long would that take, Sue?
Probably 12 hours, I reckon. Depends on how warm your house is. And then you want either a bit of string or ribbon. How long do you want them? Back there? Thanks. Okay, let's do two the same.
Yeah.
So a couple of bits of string, one each. You can double it up if you want to, but you don't need to. And then you just want to tie them on. Good couple of sturdy knots.
And then a bit of tape, or not?
I think they'll be okay, but depends how good at doing knots you are. If you want to, you could tape it on, but I think just a couple of regular knots and you'll be fine. Fab. And then you have a beautiful little plastic bottle lantern, nice and recycled, sustainable, eco for the environment if you're reusing old plastic bottles, and it can be recycled afterwards when you've had enough of your beautiful lantern. And so we're just going to show you what they now look like with the lights in. And if you make one of these, we would love you to come and join us at the Matson Lantern Parade for Christmas, which is on Friday the 12th of December.
Yeah, it's at 4:30, meeting at the Matson shops, and then the parade will walk from the Matson shops to the Baptist church. So if you have made a lantern, you can come along, we'll put a light in it for you.
Yeah, we've got lights, lots and lots of lights for anyone who wants to come along on that night, Friday the 12th, 4:30, outside the shops, and you will get...
Struggling to untangle.
I know, they are quite hard. They are quite hard to untangle, but you'll have a bit of time to do it. Because they're wire, you can twist them to fit in the bottle quite nicely. Are you nearly there, Hannah?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look
I'll
at
turn
that.
mine on. There we go. Whee! And that's how you make a really beautiful and really simple lantern that anyone can do with a bit of glue and a bit of tissue paper and some plastic bottle.
Yeah.
So hopefully see you to celebrate Christmas with Gas Projects and GL4 and all of Culture Matson and the lovely community of Matson to celebrate Christmas with us. Friday the 12th, 4:30.
See you there.
Bye.